Hello, everyone. Welcome to this rare upload of this YouTube channel. I hope everybody enjoys. For those that are watching that are my particular players, please pay a lot of attention to this video. Repeat it as many times as you need to in order to study this particular exit that we're gonna start using in all of our games. This is the advanced exit by yours truly, Coach Christian. And it focuses on 9B9. If you're watching, not part of my team, this is an excellent way to make sure that you teach your kiddos how to exit and play under pressure, which at 9B9, it is absolutely crucial for their development. So let's first get into what is going to be the objective of this lesson. The purpose of this exit is to push through one side of the field and exploit gaps in the middle through split passes. So in a 9B9, and something I love doing with 11B11 is I like concentrating the focus exclusively on one side of the field and overloading it with players. This overload on that particular side allows a giant gap to build in the middle of the field that can be exploited by dropping the ball into that gap and then exiting with passes forward. You can also study different variations of it, like La Salida La Volpiana, which is an 11B11 tactic invented by Ricardo La Volpe, very famous Argentinian coach who made his career in Liga MX and with the Mexican national team. There's other variations of it with Pep Guardiola, who actually implemented La Salida La Volpiana with the famous tiki-taka era back in the 2009-2014-ish Barcelona. Their particular way of doing it, though, is they grab a defensive four line and turn it into a line of three by dropping the CDM, by dropping the number 5 into that gap, and then using those three players to exit. My variation, using very similar tactics, my variation is using the center back as the number 5 and overloading one side of the field in order to create either a giant gap at the top of the field or a giant gap in the middle. You're going to be able to learn that and see that on display in this particular presentation. So here's how we're going to set ourselves up on our goal kicks. Very important. My right and left mid are below the 18-yard box and very wide and very short, of course. My left back and right back are right next to the goalie, ready to receive it. And our center back is going to sit on top of the half moon for two reasons. One, you're going to serve as the number 5 in our exit strategy, but in the event our right backs are in trouble or our goalie are in trouble, they're going to be able to exit with you straight down the middle, either by you sustaining that gap or dropping into the box so you can be an option. Alrighty, let's go. First pass is always wide in this particular section. If you guys can tell by the movements, by the arrows which represent movements, everybody, once we exit to the right, is moving to the right. So in this particular motion, our center mid, this is one of the most important movements in this particular exit, is going to move into the line, so they are an option for a pass to our right mid. Right up, very, very wide and up, not across. You're going up and into the line so you can become an immediate option. It is also very important that you time the run to not get there early. If you get there early, you're going to drag the defender. So you need to time it as the ball is transitioning. Get there at the perfect time so you're an option for that exit down the line. Another movement is our striker. Very commonly, our strikers are advised to move with the ball and as wide as you can with the ball as well. In this particular case, in this particular exit, our striker is remaining in the middle and attacking their last man by playing to their chest. The center mid on the opposite position of the movement is running up the line, also attacking their back line for two reasons. One, that creates two passing opportunities, and 1v1s if we want to play forward, but it also empties the middle of the field, which is what we're trying to accomplish with this particular exit. Now that the ball is in the line, let's review the passing options. The ball has made its way all the way to our right mid in the bottom right section of your screen. There are two options. You're going to pass to the line, or you're going to pass to the 5, which is that gap, that split in the middle of the field. Once again, you need to time your movements. Do not get there early. It is crucial to this exiting strategy to not get there too early, but with time sufficient for the pass to occur, but for you not to drag the defender with you ahead of the pass occurring. We move on. Let's review the space we are trying to exploit. So once again, the options are passing down the line or passing through the middle. The open spaces are as follows: a giant hole up and into the wing that our strikers going to be able to exploit if they play the chest of the opponent correctly, or a pass through the split into the middle of the field, which in this particular case is going to be grabbed by our center back. That is going to create many passing opportunities that we're going to review shortly. But as you guys can see, these two giant gaps are going to create many attacking options for us as we move to pass into them. So you decide to pass into the line, which is going to be the first option that we're going to review. You give the ball down the line, and let's see what that person can do. You have two pass options once again. You can pass to the line, which is going to be our striker, who can move into that gap that we have created, or you can pass into the middle so we can exploit that gap that we're also creating there. Do you notice that our opposite wing is wide open? This creates a lot of space in the middle. Let's review that space. That space in the middle is going to be crucial for us to succeed while attempting this exiting strategy. And as you can see, this is what I'm signaling to. Our second center mid has emptied the middle, and our left mid is running up the line to be an option of attack as well, and staying wide so we can keep that middle wide open. If our 5 gets the ball, we want to push into the space in the middle of the field. From here, we have several options. So this giant gap is going to be our bread and butter in terms of creating passing opportunities, because there's going to be a lot of passing lanes if we are utilizing our splits in between their defenders. As you can see with the many arrows on the board, we can go anywhere. We can go long ball to our striker, long ball or short to our center mid, or of course through passes to our left mid running down the opposite lane. If we have nothing ahead, as a last resort, we can always reset the play by going to our left back and right back accordingly. But of course, now that you are familiar with playing into negative space, it is very important that you utilize it as a last resort and not as your first option. Going into this gap in the middle created by our exiting strategy is very important to create offensive play. It's going to allow us to transition very fast into the attacking motion. This is one slide if you play in the middle whatsoever. This is a slide that you want to focus on, replay as many times as you can, because once you land in that space, you're going to have options to split, to long pass, and you have to be very familiar with them. It is very difficult to be in this particular position because of all the options that are going to be afforded to you. Pausing, being confident on the ball are very important keys to being successful with it as well. This is how it looks per position. As you guys can tell, our striker's playing the chest of the defender. Our center mid is still nice and wide. Our right mid is still nice and low. right back and left backs are positioning themselves in negative splits in case we need to reset the play. Our left mid is flying down the field to make sure that they are an option on a long pass forward. If instead we send the ball up the line, we now have an offensive opportunity. So if our striker made the right move, played the chess, did not get there early but timed it, they are now 1v1. If they're fast, they're going to be 1v1 against the goalie. If we did it too early, we're going to be 1v1 against the defender. Which then, of course, creates an opportunity for you to get to the bottom line, the goal line, and create crossing opportunities. Or if, of course, you're the striker, if you have confidence in your 1v1, if your skills are sufficient to win this 1v1 right here, you're going to be able to then transition into a scoring opportunity. I prefer that if you're going wide, run down the field if you're not ahead of the defender and create crossing opportunities. If you are ahead of the defender, that's when you start transitioning your movement towards the goal. This is how it looks per position once again. This bottom one should say right mid, and it's very important for us to transition, everybody to transition forward if the ball gets kicked into that positive space. After a successful exit, everyone should push up to their unique positions. It is extremely important that our defense regroups into our defensive V in case we lose the ball. So our center back that had all these passing opportunities, if the ball were to go in the middle, once the ball is up, you stay. We're done chasing. You have to stay back. Our left and right back need to sprint forward and take those slots ahead of the center back in order to create our defensive V, which is what we need in case we lose the ball in this transition. That defensive V is what's going to make sure that we can sustain the attack of the opposite team. And it's very, very important for you guys to recognize that play forward and get to your position as quickly as possible. One very interesting scenario that takes place is that our center mid passes the ball forward, but they don't transition up the line. Instead, they go into the middle, and it is our right mid. Remember, this is right mid typo right there. Our right mid is the one sprinting up the line behind the striker in this particular case. So in this graph, this is the center mid who made the pass. This is the right mid flying down the line. And if this play were to continue forward, again, we are in a passing opportunity with potentially two players on the line and our center mid dropping on the top of the box for you to play the top of the box or the middle, depending on the option you want to take. It is a very productive way of playing if we're pushing off the field. Make sure that you study this. This is our exiting strategy. That is all. See you on the field so we can practice our advanced exit during goal kicks. And once again, play the video over and over again so you understand what you're doing and what I'm asking of you as we overload one of the sides to empty the middle and use it to exploit passes forward or exploit a passing lane that our striker is going to be able to take advantage of. This has been all. Once again, this is Coach Christian. Post your comments post your questions on the comment section. I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. And see you all on the field. Until next one.